What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue Newscast. My name is Ryan Robinson. With me is Tom Shelby.
Hello!
Shanae Howard is away on official clown business. Every week we get together with new stories that we found from the previous week and wanted to share with you guys. This week we have stories from the week of August 27th through September 2nd, 2017. First up, let's talk about Nintendo.
Yeah, so Nintendo this week lost a lawsuit against a company called iLife, who makes medical software and hardware, due to patent infringement on the original Wiimote.
Right.
So for those that don't know, this actually started 4 years ago when they were seeking $4 per every Wii sold, which is 36 million. So that would be 4 times 36 million. iLife was not awarded that. They were awarded roughly 10 million. Nintendo does plan to appeal. Any thoughts?
Just give them the money, guys.
10 million's a lot.
For Nintendo, though?
Yeah, it's still a lot, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. This is not the first time that Nintendo's been, sued for patents. They're actually currently going through another lawsuit dealing with the Switch.
Yeah, the Switch. I almost called it the NX just then.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. What's going on with Destiny 2?
So this isn't really news, but the beta's been going on, and there's been a lot of complaints about aim assist on the PC version. Have you seen this?
Yeah, if you're plugging in a controller.
Yeah, if you're using a controller, you get aim assist, which has kind of always been the norm, even on PC,
Sure.
because keyboard and mouse is so much more accurate than using a controller for first-person shooters.
Sure.
The biggest complaint is that you can use a ZIM adapter along with keyboard and mouse, and then have keyboard and mouse with aim assist, and that's where people are finding complaints. That being said, one, it's a beta, so it's a work in progress. We don't know that the final product will be this way.
Sure.
But you've got kind of
Rapidly approaching that, though.
Well, you've got two options here, though, right? Zim is not really something, or products like it are not something that Bungie can really find a workaround for. The only fix to that is to not allow controller support, and I don't think they want to do that.
Right.
So, who knows?
Yeah. And id, what are they doing?
Okay, so settle in. This one's a little bit long.
Okay, I'm settling.
id Software's creative director, Tim Willits, recently had an interview with PC Games In, and claimed to be the creator of multiplayer-only maps. So I've got a quote here.
It's a pretty bold claim.
I designed the shareware episode of Quake, multiplayer maps. That was my idea. This is a funny story. I finished all my work on the software episode of Quake, and because we had no design direction, we had all these fragments of maps. I came into the office one day and talked to John Romero and John Carmack. I said, I've got this idea. I can take these map fragments and I can turn them into multiplayer-only maps. Maps you only play in multiplayer. They both said this was the stupidest idea they'd ever heard. Why would you make a map you only play multiplayer when you can play multiplayer in single-player maps? So I said, no. Let me see what I can do. And that's how multiplayer maps were started. True story. So shortly after that,
I like that Romero and Carmack are the short-sighted nincompoops in this story.
yeah, shortly after that, Romero is definitely the hardest hitting one, saying that story never happened.
Sure.
And here's a bunch of games that had multiplayer only maps before Quake was ever a thing.
Sure.
He said games like Marathon and many games.
Yeah.
Carmack then tweets out agreeing. Tom Hall agrees. American McGee agrees, and everyone's just laying in to Tim Willits.
Yeah, well, that's a stupid ass thing to say.
Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah. I got some Capcom news, Tom. You like Capcom? Not lately.
What's the news?
Okay.
I love Capcom, but they've been questionable lately.
Okay.
Is it about Puzzle Fighter?
No.
Okay.
Were you hoping it wasn't?
Well, because Puzzle Fighter's coming back, but as far as we know, it's only mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I question puzzle games on mobile.
Yeah.
But I've seen it done well. The last Luminous was quite good, so We'll see.
Well, it's specifically related to Dead Rising 4.
Oh yeah, coming to PlayStation.
Coming to PlayStation in December of this year.
What's it called?
Dead Rising 4 Frank's Big Package.
That's right.
It includes the latest version of the game with all the difficulties, all DLC, and all bonus content, which is basically any bonus weapons or outfits, etc.
And more bonus content.
Yeah.
Like you can play with Mega Man stuff now, when
Yeah.
like
Did you ever play the Mega Man?
full suit.
Yeah. Did you play
Buster Cannon?
Did you play the first Dead Rising?
Yes.
Yeah, you had that in there too, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't think it's like I think people knew that it would happen eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got all the Dead Risings except for 4.
Yeah.
All on PC, so I'll probably just buy 4 on PC.
Play anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the power of the cloud, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another Capcom news. They're re-releasing Street Fighter 2 on an SNES cartridge to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise.
Yeah, I saw that. It's neat. It's a neat idea.
They're what's the word? Collaborating with I Am 8-Bit to get this put out. Releasing this November, limited to 5,500 copies. 4,550 of those copies will be red like Ryu's headband, and 1,000 of those copies will be glow-in-the-dark, quote, Blanca green.
Yeah.
And those colors will be distributed at random, and they're going for $100.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that they're doing that. Just like, why make it so limited?
Yeah.
I don't know. To be fair, Street Fighter 2 on SNES is not a limited game, so like if you can't find this, you can find the regular one.
Sure.
But I don't know.
I mean, I guess it'd be cool to have one of those, if you're like really into collecting, to have one of those like limited edition colors, but
Well, yeah, and it comes in the box and everything.
yeah, and like they're fully restoring the instruction manual and everything. So that's cool. But if you already have that stuff, then I guess you have access.
I think what would
to
be
stuff.
cooler is to put Ultra 2
Yeah.
minus, the HD version. Because like all you really do there is add 2 more character sprites to Super. Which really they're not even character sprites, they're just like palette swaps with, a couple of new moves. Like that could work on a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that would be a new game for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
But it's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that looks like it's it for the news this week, guys. If you have any tips or stories you want to pass along to us, as always, email us at savecontinuepodcast@gmail.com or drop us a line on our Facebook at Save Continue Podcast. My name is Ryan Robinson. This is Tom Shelby.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.